everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup features...
Larry, we are just off of Centennial Olympic Park Drive at the home of the Falcons since 1992. It's the Georgia Dome here in downtown Atlanta. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season, Week 17, is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. One receiver to the left is Evans. They go play action here on first down. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Grady Jarrett, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on third and very long. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. Third and long for Winston. Finding time. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. This is brought in at the 21. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback. They come up in an offset eye. They'll try and start this drive in the air toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
He'll get only a couple down to the 44. So 1 yard to go here on third down.
Let's go.
Freeman again. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job, to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
He completes it to Julio Jones. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Let's go. Blue landed.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he's got Moncrief. And he picks up the 1st as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
The pigskin on the 7-yard line now. It's 1st and goal. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Partner, when it's a goal-to-go situation, if you're on the field on defense, you have to know that you may be called on to make a tackle at any time. Here, the cornerback does exactly that. Plays the run really well and makes a big play.
2nd and goal. Defense digging in again here. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Back to throw here. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Man, a tough spot to drop that down here, 3rd and goal.
And so many times when you analyze a play like this, you talk about the people around him and maybe his focus was gone. Sometimes just simply him understanding how close he is to the end zone and a chance to score, and he tightens up and doesn't complete the play.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
2nd and 5. One receiver to the left is Evans. Jameis to throw it. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Now a second down throw for Winston. And he's got his man on the out route. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Jameis now on first down. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
From the 9-yard line now, it's first and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason, it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Offense.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Third and long for Winston. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down. Roberto Aguayo out now for the Buccaneer field goal try.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And Aguayo's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Here comes the defensive unit now for the Buccaneers onto the field. And last time out, They gave up the chip shot field goal, but obviously could have been worse than that. I think they felt pretty good about only giving up 3.
No doubt about it. Anytime an offense gets into the red zone, the thinking naturally for the defense is, okay, 3 points. We're going to give up 3 here, but let's make it no more than that. They met their goal.
On the other side, though, the offense, they weren't very happy.
No, because there's an opportunity. Once you get to the red zone, you're not thinking about kicking a field goal. You're thinking about how do you get it into the end zone, and when you don't, you walk off the field feeling a little bit of failure on that drive.
Yeah, who will have the better feeling at the end of this drive? They'll set up a throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic. So anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They give him 15 more, and it's another first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. 2nd down following the run.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. When we sat with the coaching staff a couple of days ago, they said attacking that defensive look with a run, something they wanted to do, it was effective.
And they were extremely confident, weren't they? Their planning, their preparation, they knew what they were going to get in that defense, and they were able to attack it accordingly.
To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
All right, here we go. 319. 319. No. Check. Patriot. Here we go now.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back, I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Play clock winding down. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And Hopkins' kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
It's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super tough.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. That one good for 10 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
It seemed like the situation was second and a mile to go for a first down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for it.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up fourth down now. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Here's Brian Anger now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 10. A great return there of 22 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. He got 29 yards that time.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
That's a big league run. Takes him down inside the 5-yard line. And momentum definitely on the side of the guys on offense. And if you're an offensive lineman, you love to run the football, especially out in the field where there's some space. But I will get you in on a little bit of a secret. Those guys like it in tight, too, because they get matched up and they get to show just how stout they are in a tough situation. They're recommended they run it again. While that run wasn't very successful, they did have a big one on the previous play. So you get the sense that the offense is probing around, trying to find the ones that are going to work. And when they find them, they'll keep coming back to them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there. And it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal.
All right, here we go. Leopard! Leopard! Let's go! Here we go! 39!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Tyler Eifert as the first half is winding down. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And on the ground they go with the running back. And it's a fumble. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking middle, and that's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This will be, 38 yards out. And Hopkins' kick is good. Now, my apologies, Larry. I wanted to hear the report. Somebody's in a hurry, so we're going to get him right to quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Buccaneers defense, we watch them get set to go. They're losing here as we begin the third quarter, trying to stop this from being a bigger deficit.
And I used to play for a coach who always talked about getting the other team's attention. And in this case, they want to let them know that you're going to do the dictating from here on out, not the other way around.
Trying to impose their will as we start the third.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Back up! Detroit! Here we go now. Green!
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Here we go now.
They go play action here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Hurry up, here we go. Green!
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Partner, I think the easy thing now would be to just abandon the run and start throwing the football at all costs. But I've been in so many games where it doesn't work running the ball. It doesn't work running the ball. And then something pops, and now you get something going. I'm not so sure to just abandon your game plan.
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days. With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
As if he didn't have enough to think about on that route, the comeback route, coming back to the football and catching it, decided to make sure he toe tapped and kept himself in bounds.
And that was spectacular, but on the comeback route, maybe a little easier to deal with the sideline since you've got better vision of it.
I think that's a great point because you should know exactly where you're going and know how much space you have and make sure you get your feet down. But yeah, coming back to the football, I like it. Good vision.
Ready, white 25.
Now a second down throw for Winston. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Winston from the gun on third down. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Mike Evans, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are able to make this a close game again.
Showtime, partner. What a great one-handed catch. How much of that was him? How much of that were the gloves?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end of the half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And that'll bring up a fourth down. Here's Pat McAfee now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. It's taken to the 26. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. And a quick throw here. That's complete. A nice pick up there. 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Throwing, Winston. Evans has it left side. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bucs are just an extra point away from grabbing the lead now. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They get 39 yards out of that one. And that leads to an Atlanta first down.
Every team in the league always wants explosive plays, breakout plays, and even more so when it's your horse who's had a tough time during the game.
Yeah, not that great in the first half. Maybe he can recalibrate here in the third and then carry that over. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective. Now, that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
So another drive bogs down there, but for the 4th time here, they're able to escape with at least 3 points.
And this last one gives them the lead, so they've needed all of these field goals to be in the position they are.
So out come the Bucs now, and they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Second down, Winston. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. On play action, Winston. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. This is taken at the 18. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Falcon football as they take possession. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you, and it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, but he's found a way so far here in the second half. Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place, but what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's third down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Jameis to throw it. Surveying the field. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a fourth down. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Now here's this. To fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
6 yards here to go for the offense on second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. Looking to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
And he's got it up and through. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Holding offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Second down, just 1 yard to go. shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now it's Freeman, and he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Here we go now.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Dante Moncrief that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Hurry up, here we go.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
And that'll be incomplete. One receiver left, 2 to the right. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Over to the right side, caught by Moncrief. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They come out here in the eye. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. He'll drop to throw, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tyler Eifert with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. So a big play coming for the Falcons as they'll go for 2. And that score gives us our 6th lead change of the game.
Are we back on the playground on the seesaw?
A little seesaw battle, yeah.
Up and down, up and down. What a game we've watched here.
It's been fun.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for 2, when to go for
chart.
1. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for 2. Try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up 1 makes the rest of this 4th quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. A 1st down throw for Winston. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They come out here in the eye. They'll eat some clock with Freeman. And a solid run down inside the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent. Blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Set, blue 90. Blue 90.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. This is Coleman. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Coleman now. And able to push. And the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. That'll be their 2nd, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. They'll come out in the pistol. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Coleman. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And there the counter play proves successful for the touchdown. What typically makes a counter play in general successful, Charles?
Well, what you're trying to do, Brandon, is to get the team moving in one direction, meaning the defense, get them going in one direction and then wall them off with your blocking and bring it back in the other direction. That way, you don't actually have to punish them with your blocking. You just position them. And if you have any kind of a good back, he'll take full advantage of it and gain good yardage.
And now the Buccaneers offense gets set to head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete here. So 2nd and 10 here. Back to throw. Left side complete. Safarian-Jenkins. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw. Caught. Safarian-Jenkins, right side. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. He'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they needed the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, but they're not going to get a shot at either. This is a great play here defensively, Brandon, and at a time that they sorely needed one. And that could be enough to help get them out of here with a victory.
And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got the stop. They've got the football now. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field.
Hey. 4 down.
And they take a knee.
Double tight. 3 down.
They will take the knee here, and they will finish this regular season with a victory. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. Your defense.